Big day yesterday. Big day yesterday down at Westminster.
What was there? What was at Westminster yesterday, Barry?
The college games. First game at 9:30. Last game at 4.
Does that all add to your number of games tally?
Well, I think it should.
Very
Mark Hill was there. Mark Hill would know, wouldn't you, Mark?
Number 5, Barry.
Nice
games.
work.
5 games.
Let's meet you all
in the morning.
get underway. Okay, so first of all, just the milestones. Only first Division 1 game milestones that I want to talk about tonight. We just seem to have an endless supply of new boundary umpires doing their first Div 1 games. So well done to Archie Charles, Jake Creasy, James Hasgard, Thomas Job, all on the boundary, and Tyson Rose on the goals did his first Div 1 on the weekend. So well done to all those guys. Okay, I'm not having a rule of the week. We've got a rule of the week this week. And that is, for those umpiring a women's game, I want this week for you to pay particular interest in dangerous tackles. We're finding that it's becoming a real concern in women's footy, and we need to do something about it. So we made a stand for dangerous tackles with men's footy, and it seems to have cleaned up the issue a lot. And we do have some examples of dangerous tackles in men's games, but it's not like it was. We still need to be on the watch out for it. But right now we need to make a stand in the women's footy because women are getting injured far too much. Their tackling technique is not good enough. And we need to start at least paying free kicks more often for dangerous tackles. So if there's anything you believe is dangerous, don't hesitate to pay a free kick. And if you think it's worthy of a card, don't hesitate to issue a yellow. If you feel like it needs to be upgraded during the week, let the club know that you're going to inform me and then give me a call. But if you're umpiring a women's game this week, it is an expectation for you to make a stand. As a group, we need to be stronger on making it clear to the women playing footy that they've got a responsibility for player safety. And this tackling women to the ground and with some force is far too prevalent, and we're getting a lot of concussions, a lot of injuries, and it's not good enough. So we need to play our part in helping find a solution. And some of these girls are only going to learn the hard way through either getting free kicks or being reported. So it's a really big issue, and yeah, I really want any of you who are appointed to a women's game this week to get behind what we're trying to do. On to another issue. Mark Hill sent me an email just querying how we should be approaching the advantage calls. It can be a bit tricky because essentially the rule these days is that it's up to the player to choose whether they take advantage. The key to getting it right is simply delaying your whistle slightly, just so you are making sure that the player realises there's a free kick and they do then have the option to stop and bring the ball back if they want the team to take a free kick. But you can't delay that advantage call too long, because at the end of the day, it is the player's responsibility to decide if they want to play on or not. So yeah, the coaching tip is simply slightly delay your advantage call, and then if the player is clearly wanting to play on, that's their decision, and if they muck the handball or kick up, that's their problem. The rush hour luncheon that we emailed out last week, thanks to Marty Daunt for offering that, a very generous offer. The table's now full, so if you wanted to go and you haven't RSVP'd to Marty, you're too late. Okay, so that is all that I have on my list. Does anyone have any questions about any of that stuff? Okay, let's get on to the coaching video. Hopefully some of you may have had a chance to have a look at that today. There's some what is your decision free kicks to start with that we'll run through. Okay, just bring it up. It's taking a little while to get there. All right, just thumbs up if you can see that. Beauty. Okay. All right. So the first one, example 1. Okay, Iggy, you want to unmute yourself and have a go at that one?
Am I on now?
Sorry, mate. Yeah.
Am I on? Yeah, hear me? Yeah. So the I think South player handballs the ball to his teammate. Norwood player is in the immediate vicinity. From how I saw it, I didn't perceive that there was a prior opportunity. He was legally tackled. He was spun 360 and brought to the ground, but because he had no prior opportunity, I will call that as a baller.
Okay, you got it all right until the last bit. So definitely no prior opportunity, definitely a legal tackle. But if you've had no prior opportunity, as an umpire, we give them a reasonable chance to get rid of it. And we want to see a genuine attempt. That player has a reasonable chance. A 360 is a reasonable chance to get rid of it. He doesn't make a genuine attempt. He had a chance to handball there. We want that one penalised.
Okay.
Your thought processes are for the most of it was spot on. Yeah, but a 360-degree tackle is a good chance to get rid of it. So even if there's no prior opportunity, 360 means there's a reasonable chance to get rid of it. And if he doesn't make an attempt, make the holding the ball decision.
Cool.
All right, next one. All right, it's a little bit hard to see the last part of that video, but Ian Milson, you want to try and come on and have a go at that one? All right. Can you unmute yourself? No, still working it. Paul Smith, you want to jump in and help out?
I thought it was very similar to the first one. No prior opportunity, but the ball's free and he's spun around in the tackle and he doesn't dispose of it legally, holding the ball.
Yep, correct. Bit hard to see from that angle in the video exactly what happens at the end there, but yeah, spot on. Holding the ball is the right decision there. All right, next one. Watch it very closely. All right, that's it. Does anyone want to jump on and actually have a go at what that's all about?
Yeah, I will.
Yep. Who's there?
I'll go, Colin. Adam.
Yep, far away, mate.
I reckon it's 25. The player just running straight through the protected zone on the near side of the camera. West player.
Right. At AFL, this would definitely be 25. So
50.
If you're watching, you can see that play there. Now, the big question is, does he impact play? We only want a 25 paid if he impacts on the play. And I would argue that he doesn't really impact on that play. So I'm happy for that one not to be a 25. At AFL level, they would want that paid 50 every time. But we're not quite so technical. We only want to pay the 25. If you believe he has impacted on that player kicking the ball, then feel free to pay 25. And yeah, we just don't. If he was running a bit closer, then for sure. But I'm not wanting you guys to go focus on that one and start paying 25s too often unless they're really obvious. Does that make sense?
Just a quick one on that, Colin. There seem to be a lot that are in the play and are only affecting the play as the kicker takes off from his mark. So he's in that protected area, but then affects the tackle as the player's playing on or just as. Would you stop that and bring it back, or call the 25 for him, then affecting the play?
Yeah, so I take where you're getting at. If he is making an effort to get out of the protected zone and then the player plays on, he is entitled to then move forward and try and smother the ball or get in the way. If he's hanging around and deliberately staying in the area before the play and then pay 25. I just don't, I'm not sure that guy really impacted on play at all, regardless. But if you feel like he's run into the area where he didn't need to and impacts on play, then pay the 25. I wouldn't take it back and have another kick. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Yeah. Well, I guess the point is here: pay the obvious and blatant. Don't go looking for it. If he's clearly impacted on play, then pay the 25.
Colin, can I ask a question, mate?
Sure.
So just on that, let's say an opposition player runs through that protected zone, like through that line of the mark, but doesn't impact on play. Are we paying 25?
Yeah. So that's different. That's where he runs right through the mark. That's a blatant obvious. But if he's, it's a 10-meter radius either side of the protected zone. If he's 7 or 8, 9 meters, or to either side, and he's not really impacting on it. I don't want us to be that technical, but yeah, if he runs straight through the middle, that's black and white free kick. Fair call. Well, fair question. All right, next one. All right, Cross, did you want to jump on and give us your thoughts on that one?
Yep, I saw about 5 frames. It looks like at the end there, the tackler lands in his back.
It is Yeah, I reckon it's probably a high tackle, but either way, it's a ball player free kick. And I guess the key about that is, as an umpire, you need to be adjusting your position so you can get the best possible angle on it. But yeah, I reckon that's a high tackle. But either way, free kick to the ball player.
Yep.
And the last one. All right. Is Matty Nichols on the line? We'll have someone else jump in and say. Darren, you want
to? Okay, Colin. Yeah, went a bit quick. Looked to me like that was play on. It didn't look like 15 meters.
Yeah, that was the key about that one. Yeah, just make sure that the ball travels the distance. Again, obviously we don't want to be too technical about it and start calling play on it everyone, like what happened in that AFL game where Matty didn't quite get the judgment right. But that's a very short kick, so just be ready for those really short kicks to be called play on. All right, let's run through the rest of the examples. So reacting to the obvious and blatant, one of the key mottos that we like to often say. Yeah, so clear prior opportunity, legal tackle, doesn't get a handball in there. So holding the ball. Keeping the ball under observations at all times. So another holding the ball, prior opportunity, and being able to see the ball means that you saw that quite clearly there was no handball. Shane forgot to put a title on here, so we'll have to work out what he's after here. And in that case, that is something I do see a little bit in our footy, is where a player tucks the ball underneath their arm. And that's where you just delay the whistle to see if they're going to make an attempt. In that case, he makes no attempt. The ball's free. And if he continues to hold on to it, that's where we need to pay holding the ball because there's no genuine attempt. So I think that's Mitch Harris there. Perfectly executed free kick. where he waited the right time to give the guy a chance to get rid of it, didn't, and therefore got penalised. That's a protecting the ball player free kick. If he lands on his back, it's clearly a push in the back. Very good positioning from the umpire to see that. And they're the types of free kicks that we want to protect the ball player on. And similarly there, high tackle. You want to be able to see the ball player's head and shoulders to be able to see those free kicks. And they're the types of free kicks you don't want to miss. So on here, sturt player isn't trying to contest the ball. All he's wanting to do is hold the south player out. So in a ruck contest, every player needs to be able to contest the ball. So a good ruck interference free kick. And so keeping your distance and reacting to the obvious and blatant. So there was a high tackle there, able to be seen because the umpire was 20-25 metres away. So 80 to 85% of the frees go to the ball player. You need to make sure you can see him or her. All right. Any questions about that coaching video? All right, very good. I thought they were pretty good examples. And so, yeah, again, the link's on the website if you want to go back and have a closer look at any of those. Any questions or comments from the weekend? Jeez, it's all going too smoothly.
Yeah, I've got a question. There.
Oh, there we go. I knew there had to be one. Brett, how you doing?
With the kick-ins from fullback, is the rule with it bouncing and going out of play, is the free kick totally dead, or is it only if the player's played on fullback?
Totally dead, mate. Totally dead. It will never be a free kick from a kick out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
According to some players.
Yeah, some players have long memories. That's the way it used to be before the AdFL changed the rules 2 or 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
it is always a throw-in, no matter what. Unless you're in the umpiring women's footy, and of course you've got last possession in those games where it will be a free kick. But in men's footy, it'll always be throwing. So, anyone else? All right, easy one. Reminder again. Oh, yeah, Barry?
Oh, unless it goes out on the full.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Yes. No, we're talking about where it bounces before the line. It would never be a free kick,
Yeah.
but yes, correct. That's why you've done 2,600 and how many games?
2,464.
Okay.
Oh shit!
Who said that? Oh no, that's that B grade player, isn't it? Rashi.
Yeah.
B grade
Oh
umpire.
shit!
All
Oh shit!
right. I think we need to end up the Zoom before we end up having this escalating. All right. Just a reminder, women's footy this week. Any dangerous tackles, make sure we penalise them, please. Let's get that message out to the players that they need to fix up their tackling technique. All right. For those coming on Wednesday, we'll look forward to seeing you then.
Yes, cool. Gotcha.